Gather round, y'all, let me tell you a tale about a man named Ron who's blazing the trail. They say Scott Hammer's the boss on the show, but Ron's the one driving, just so y'all know. Ron Miller, he's the one in charge. Tearing Hammer down like a big old barge. Scott, don't worry, it's all in fun. Ron's a real host when the race is run. Now Ron talks engines and he talks tires. Scott might be the match, but Ron's a fire. With his country charm and a wink in his eye, he's taking over and we all know why. Ron Miller, he's the one in charge. Tearing Hammer down like a big old barge. Scott, don't worry, it's all in fun. Ron's a real host when the race is run. When Ron hits the mic, the crowd's on their feet. Scott's in the pit, they're just trying to compete. It's all good nature, just a country jest. But when it comes to poetry, then the Ron's the best.
The Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report, show number 428 for Thursday, the 21st of May. Scott Hammer and birthday boy Ron Miller coming at you live on Facebook, Twitch, from the Dominator Race Products Studio. And I guess before we get to anything, we got some breaking news that is now an hour old, so a lot of people have already heard. But just in case you haven't, some kind of, well, let's just, Kyle Busch, about an hour ago, a little over an hour ago, announced he has passed away.
Yeah, he didn't, but the news did.
Yes, no, he did not announce he passed away. The new, NASCAR, I believe, announced it. Richard Childress Racing. I got a message this morning from one of our contributors.
Right.
And I didn't recognize the source. It said that Kyle Busch was hospitalized for severe illness and would miss all activities this weekend at Charlotte. And I was like, did something happen to him last weekend at Dover? Or what? Is this real? Yeah. Like, okay, so
Scott,
I confirmed it. And then
I remember last week's race, and they said that Kyle Busch had asked for the paramedics or some medical people to come talk with him, but certainly never expected anything like this. You know, and it's really strange because Kyle Busch had become likable.
I don't know if I go that far. I was not a Kyle Busch fan, but definitely. I mean,
well, there were a lot of people that weren't Kyle Busch fans, and I don't know if it was, because his son Brexton was racing and he had that, or maybe the influence of Richard Childress Racing. I don't know, but
do you think he's softened a little?
Absolutely.
Okay,
I like the guy.
Well, okay.
The new Kyle Busch.
You can I was not a fan, but I respect his accomplishments. I mean. What, he won, didn't he have the most truck wins ever? Truck Series wins?
Could be.
That was like 100 or something. He's got a lot of, he's accomplished a lot.
And he ran in the Truck Series this year.
And he was just 41.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And of course, the family is asking for people to respect their privacy and all that, but they're not saying what the severe illness is.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come out, but
I don't want that. That's crazy. Just to go from this morning being hospitalized to dead by 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure this weekend is going to be
somber,
to say the least. Yes. So coming up on the show, we'll have more on that a little bit later. But coming up on the show tonight, we're going to speak with Mr. Rusty Schlenk, winner of the Ultimate Heart of America late model feature at Montpelier Saturday night, finished runner-up at Mansfield in the...
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, I think he stepped on something Friday night there.
Probably
Mansfield.
made him uncomfortable.
Probably. So we'll talk to him about that and the rest of his season coming up here shortly. Also tonight, we'll be giving away a Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, courtesy of Speedy Graphics. I got to get that right. Yeah, camera's up there. Here, we'll do this. Hashtag Speedy. Put that in the comments of the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or Twitch, and you'll be registered to win one of these. At the end of the show tonight, we'll do that drawing. And just in case you're confused about what you need to put in, right there on the screen, hashtag Speedies. Put that in once in the comments of any platform, and you're in the drawing. It's just that easy. It's pretty simple. Also, got to mention the Hammer Down Showdown coming up on the 26th of September at Oakshade Raceway. And sponsors we have for that, Auto X, Speedy Sponsors, Ron Miller Race Cars, and Ohio Sports Blitz. That is going to pit the Fremont Dirt Trucks up against the Oakshade Super Stocks, kind of a la the Showdown series of years past. And Corey McCoy, I believe, is going to be doing the tech for that. So Showdown series is kind of involved, but even though there is no real Showdown series, there's a Showdown event, and it's going to be the Hammer Down Showdown, and sponsorship opportunities are still available. Minimum $50. Get your name attached to the show. You can put in $5,000 if you want, make it more interesting. All that money going right into the purse for that event, and still plenty of time as we have a few months from till we get to that. And all money is refundable. If that does happen to get rained out, we'll give you your money back, and you just got a whole bunch of free publicity for the whole summer.
Just to make sure everybody's on the same page, Ron Miller Race Cars is doing a couple $100 spread over a couple over a couple.
Well, you can specify positions too. If you want to put $100 on the 9th place finisher, that works too, as long as it's above $50.
Yeah, we haven't discussed yet how all that's going to work.
How it's going to be spread out. Okay.
So if you want to donate something, make sure it is in excess of $200 to make me look bad.
But we will accept at least 50.
Yeah.
Also, we have a live show coming up from the Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame.
This is pretty cool.
We finally we talked to Mr. Scott Barman.
Scott Barman, yes.
What was that, a couple months ago? Last month? I don't remember when. Yeah. Everything just kind of blurs together. About coming out there and doing a show from the Hall of Fame. So we're going to do that
and now it's all put together.
June 25th. Yeah, Dean Henry kind of made all the calls for that, and so thank you, Dean, for that. But June 25th, we'll be broadcasting the show live from the Fremont Hall of Fame. So come on out, and you can hang out with us, check out all the great stuff at the Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame as well. And I believe it's free. So
we're accepting we're accepting admission to that show.
What?
If people want to come,
people come. Yeah, it's going to be. He's going to be there, so he's going to have the place open.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we might even interview some Hall of Fame drivers. Are you in the Hall of Fame? No, you're Sandusky Speedway.
There.
Not yet.
Just Sandusky.
So again, that's coming up June 25th, and pizza. We're gonna have pizza there, I guess, too. So.
Oh my!
From one of our sponsors. Speaking of pizza, stick around for that. We'll be giving away some Corner Slice Pizza, formerly known as G&J's Pizza in Clyde, large 2-topping pizza, and a Speedy Sponsor sticker, courtesy of SpeedySponsors.com. That's coming up for how many tonight? So stick around for all that stuff.
And that pizza reheats really well.
Does he took some home last week? Good.
Yeah,
good.
buddy.
Hashtag Speedy once again for the Hammer Down Racing Report sticker. Again, we'll do that drawing at the end. Again, that's courtesy of Speedy Graphics. And you can get a hold of them now at 419-407-6713 for some graphic needs. And I mentioned it to a certain person the other day, and within a couple hours, he had contacted them.
Wow.
Somebody was at your shop, as a matter of fact.
Imagine that.
Crazy. If you're looking for a wedding or event DJ that you can trust, Magic Moment Entertainment has you covered. With decades of experience, Ron Burt delivers smooth planning, professional-grade sound and lighting, and an unforgettable experience for your big day. Mention the Hammer Down Racing Report. You'll save $100 off your DJ service. There's no hidden fees, no mileage charges, no lighting fees, full liability coverage always included. He serves the entire states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, and Kentucky. Magic Moment Entertainment is ready to make your event truly magical. Call 419-594-2261, or you can find them on Facebook under Magic Moment Entertainment or Ohio Sports Blitz. And Dippin' Motors, what? Were you going to say something? I feel like I interrupted you. Dippin' Motorsports delivers the performance parts racers need when they need them. From the shop to the racetrack, they keep you moving with everything from complete motors, carburetors, and race-ready cars and dirt trucks backed by expert advice and proven high-quality components. Dippin' Motorsports helps keep you competitive and chasing wins. Don't wait until race day to find the right parts or your next motor. Call 419-283-8580 or visit DippinMotorsports.com. Dippin' Motorsports, your trackside advantage. Also have to mention Oakshade Raceway. Mention Oakshade Raceway, Dominator Race Products, Ron Miller Race Cars, also sponsors on the show.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why I'm flipping that ahead. We have our racing roundup to do, and then we'll get to Rusty Schlenk here, talk about some racing action from this past weekend. That includes.
Is Rusty going to be on camera or on the phone?
He should be on camera.
Okay.
He should be connecting here in about 5 minutes or so.
Racing Roundup.
So Attica Raceway Park had their big race last Thursday night.
They did.
$20,000 to win John Boer's 20th anniversary. Aaron Reitzel, he had a good week last week, winning at Fremont there, and then got the 410 sprint win last Thursday at Attica. Eldora Speedway, Friday night, Rico Abreu winning in the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Friday night action, Kyle Cummins won in the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car Series. Saturday night at Eldora, Logan Schuchart was your World of Outlaws winner, and Brady Bacon getting the win in the USAC Amsoil Sprint Car Series. Flat Rock Speedway running Friday night, one of their few Friday night shows this summer. I guess it's still spring, but whatever.
Yeah.
Gregory Rudzik was the winner of the MCR Dwarf Cars. Douglas Litigat in the Street Stocks Race Metapedigan.
You got that Litigat right, too.
Did I? And Metapedigan.
Yeah,
Flat Rock's very challenging.
You're 2 for 2 on that one,
Factory
Scott.
Stocks winner there Friday night at Flat Rock. Lima Land Motorsports Park, also Friday night. Mason Hannigan getting his very first sprint car win in the GLSS sprint there. It's his first in 9 starts. Daryl Hannigan, or I believe that's who his father.
Yeah.
Jerry was telling me all about that up in the tower this past weekend. So pretty exciting for the youngster there.
Good race.
I guess, yeah. But it didn't take him long to get victory lane. Dylan Nussbaum, your winner in the UMP Modifieds, and Todd Sherman making a last lap pass on Conover there in the Thunder Stocks to get the win.
No surprise with either of those guys.
Mansfield Speedway Friday, Cap Henry getting the win in the 410 sprints, and Kyle Moore getting the American Late Model Ironman Series win after Rusty Schlenk. I think he led like 25 of the 30 laps or something like that.
I think he led all but maybe the last
the most important ones?
Yeah.
And Ryan Markham getting the win in the UMP Modifieds. Oakshade Raceway kicking their season off this past Saturday with Devin Shields holding off Steve Kester for feature win there. Dylan Jessen, you were asking me about him last week, too. He picked up the Sportsman win. But did you guys have a conversation? What's that all about?
It was a good conversation, Scott.
I guess so. And Adam Lance picking up the win in the Dominator Superstocks. Ken Wells, your compact winner there at Oakshade. Butler Speedway Saturday. The Great Lakes Traditional Sprints were in action. Brian Ruhlman getting the win there in those non-wing sprints. Danny Sams III, your 410 wing sprint winner. Travis Kyle, street stock winner, and Brian Isley winning in the 4-cylinders. Montpelier Speedway Saturday night. Of course, Rusty Schlenk, our guest, we'll be talking to shortly. He picked up the win in the Ultimate Heart of America Super Late Model Series. Dalton Smith, your UMP Modified winner. Tony Anderson getting the win in the Super Stock, so down there. Toledo Speedway. They had the Owens Courting, 200. Tristan McKee getting the win there. So Ryan Vargas, our guest last week, did not get the win, unfortunately.
Did you get to watch any of that race, Scott?
I did not.
It was a pretty interesting race, yeah.
Okay. Mike Young, though, he got the late model sportsman win at Toledo on Saturday. Wayne County Speedway, they were, I believe, the only track in the area to get rained out this past weekend. They've had a lot of tough luck.
Yeah, that been a lot of that going around.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
we'll talk about that later, Scott.
Little preview for tonight's weekend weather pit stop. I'm not
don't
saying
shoot
anything.
me.
Don't shoot the messenger.
That's it.
Other Valvoline American late model Ironman series action Saturday night, the Ronnie Moran Memorial at Muskegon County. That was won by Tyler Carpenter. Great Lakes Super Sprints Saturday night at Shady Hill Speedway. Zane DeVault, guest on the show fairly recently, getting the win there. The traditional sprints, Great Lakes traditional sprints Friday night at Hartford. Noah Whitehouse getting the win. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series had the High Bank Heist at Eagle Raceway. Last Thursday night, Hudson O'Neill getting the win. Friday and Saturday night's action canceled due to the R word. World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series action, the Hy-Vee Perks 40 at Jacksonville Speedway. That was postponed due to rain to tonight.
They'll be good tonight.
You think so?
Maybe.
Dave said he was watching Lucas Oil and said there was some rain not too far away.
Yeah, the R is headed that way.
Yeah, the R, sorry.
Yeah.
World of Outlaws Late Model Series action, Thursday, Sand Hill Showdown at Selena's Grove. Speedway, Tim McCready getting the win. The Connor Bubick Memorial at Marion Center Raceway Friday night. Logan Zarin getting the first feature win. Jared Miley, the second feature. And Saturday postponed to May 27th. And then off to the Billy Wynn Classic at Bedford Speedway on Sunday for the World of Outlaws. Mason Ziegler getting the win there. Interstate Batteries High Limit Series Tuesday night, Grandview Speedway. Aaron Reitzel, another win for him. His fifth victory in 7 races.
He's been on fire.
He's on fire, yeah. NASCAR action this past weekend, Friday night, the EcoSave 200 at Dover Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch getting the win. I guess that is going to go down as his very last NASCAR win. Crazy stuff there. And some other news coming out of that race involving a former guest on the show we'll talk about a little bit later on. We got some interesting radio from her and her spotter and her crew there. O'Reilly Series action on Saturday. The Bet Rivers 200 at Dover. Corey Day getting the win there. And then the All-Star race on Sunday, Denny Hamlin, your winner. A lot of big crashes in that. I was kind of watching it off and on, but some pretty big hits. Hammer Down Army results. These guys submitted their results in one way or another. I know there's more Hammer Down Army results out there, so don't forget, go to hammerdownracingreport.com if you do have a Hammer Down Racing Report sticker on your car, and there's click on Hammer Down Army. There's a form you can fill out and report where you finished so that you can make this list, like Bolton Colton Cox finished first at his go-kart feature there at Palmyra on Friday night.
Right.
Peyton Hovis finished 9th in the Compact A Main at Oakshade. Kurt Dickey finishing 16th in the Superstock feature at Oakshade. And Scott Hammer at one guy finishing 5th in the A Main.
Where did he finish?
5th. But he started 3rd, so I mean, it wasn't a good thing.
A friend of mine was videoing that.
Where it was?
Yeah. Somebody that you're pretty familiar with, Scott. Yeah.
Like my crew chief?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right. If you have a great idea for a new podcast but don't know where to start, let Hammer Down Podcasting Services take the wheel. From studio rental to audio to video editing, hosting, publishing, branding, and even coaching, we provide everything you need to launch, grow, and manage your podcast like a pro. Whether you're starting from scratch or looking to level up your production, we've got the gear and guidance to bring your show to life. Go to hammerdownracingreport.com and click on Podcasting Services to get started today.
And Scott, they don't have to come into the studio. They could record it with their phone. They could.
Correct. Yeah, you don't have to use the studio. We can edit the video and coach. Do thing. We've been doing this for a few years. We may not do it the best, but we know what we're doing.
Don't tell anybody. It's a secret.
We have Mr. Schlenk standing by. Should we bring him on here? Let's get rid of this so we can actually see you. Mr. Rusty Schlenk. How's it going?
How's it going, guys? I'm good. How about you?
Good, Rusty. Danny hook you up with the computer so.
Oh no, cell phone.
Oh, okay.
Cell phone.
So you let her have your cell phone and log you in?
She isn't here. I figured it out all on my own, Ron.
Oh man, I am impressed, Rusty.
I sent her to get dinner while I do this.
All right, what's for dinner?
I think Domino's. Nothing fancy.
Well, let's start off by talking about this past weekend first. Friday night, you're running Mansfield there, the first, I guess, race. They had a monster truck thing last week, but
I don't really want to talk about that one.
Was the track still monster trucky or something?
No, track wasn't bad. It was good. Driver sucked, but track was good.
Okay, we happened to be. I don't know what. I think I was looking at my phone and I happened to see that it was live on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. They're just starting the feature, so I got to watch that. You led most of the race, and then what happened?
A lap car zigged and I zagged, and we met in the middle. No, I knew I had a pretty big lead. They've got that jumbotron there, so I could glance over my shoulder going down the front stretch, and I had a pretty big lead. I seen Kyle back there. It looked like he was 3-4 seconds behind me, so I wasn't really pushing the issue. And I came up. I knew we only had a handful of laps to go, so I wasn't really pushing it. I came in behind a lap car and kind of. I should have done what I normally do and be aggressive and just slid in underneath of him and got the pass over with. But I tried coming in slow behind him and just kind of waited for him to figure out which way he was going. And I think looking at the video, I wasn't sure what happened in the car, but after looking at the video, I think maybe he there's a couple holes getting into one. You could miss him, but I don't think he missed it that lap. And it looked like he maybe kind of panic braked after he hit the hole and he turned the wrong direction, and I had to lock up the brakes to keep from hitting him. And I ended up going down through the infield, and it let Kyle catch me. And then he slid me getting into 3 and put me in the concrete, and it was over after that. I ran him back down, but I was out of laps.
I didn't know that you had an off-track excursion.
He had the car sideways. I thought you were going around, honestly, when we were watching that, but somehow.
Yeah, you and me both.
Somehow you got it going back in the right direction, but yeah, it allowed more to get on by, and then it looked like you were trying to drive it very hard. You were using the wall.
Yeah, I knew we were about out of laps there. I had a way better race car. I was in cruise control when I was leading that thing, and I wasn't really pushing it. So when he got around me, I knew I had a good enough car to run him back down, and I did, and I got to him there on the white flag lap. But that place is so much about momentum and air and keeping your nose clean that once I got to him, I just couldn't. I would have needed a few more laps to try to make a move or get him caught in some traffic to get around him. So I messed up and. I'm usually pretty good through lap traffic, but apparently I was slacking Friday night.
How hard is that to kind of put that behind you after that happens? I mean, obviously you're disappointed. You led most of the race, probably should have won it. But then to go on to Montpelier the next night, I mean, obviously that's out of your. How do you get that out of your head?
It doesn't get out of my head. That'll be in my head for the rest of my life, Scott. I don't forget those moments.
So you learn from it then, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, you learn from those. That's one of those. It's one of those life lessons that cost me $2,500 and one notch closer to 300 wins. I think I'm 3 away from 300. So if I would have got that, I'd only be 2 away from 300. And I maybe could make something happen this weekend. So that was a tough one to swallow. Was
that the first time you've raced at Mansfield then?
No, that's actually the other reason that I'm never going to forget that. I've never lost a race at Mansfield. They had that Triple Crown when they opened up a few years back. The last time when Cody Summer opened it, and he put on that Triple Crown deal. I won the first 2 legs of that Triple Crown, and they canceled the 3rd leg of the Triple Crown right before it happened. So I never got to race it. But this was the first time back since then. So I broke my streak.
So how different was the track this time? Because I know they got rid of the inside walls and kind of getting it a little wider.
Yeah, it's definitely for the best. They got some work to do. I mean, it had some character, which I expected. I mean, being the first race back on it, nobody really knew what to expect with the dirt, so they worked on it all night long, and I mean, it was as good as you can expect for the first race on a racetrack in I don't know how many years. They got some work to do. They need to get some banking back in turn 3 and 4. It doesn't quite have the banking up top. It kind of shelves off real flat. Bottom half of the racetrack's perfect. The top of 1 and 2 is pretty good, but 3 and 4 is real flat around the top. So if they can get some banking up there and get that fixed, I think it's going to be a hell of a racetrack.
You going to be back?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love that place. I've always had fun there. So I gotta go redeem myself after that one.
Now, when you signed in, did you handwrite your name or anything? There's a reason I'm asking you this.
Handwrite my name.
Yeah. How do they get your name?
I always write my name.
Okay. How do you make your N's?
My N's?
Yeah. Do they look like an N?
I mean, I would think they look like an N. Why? What happened?
Well, I don't know if you noticed. You probably wouldn't notice being in the car, but on the ticker, on the broadcast, they had you as Rusty Schleek. They had an A instead of a
yeah.
N.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I feel like they should have known me good enough there. They could have at least spelled my name right. But I've been called way worse than that in my life, so I think I can handle Schleek.
All right, fair enough. So you got the win Saturday there at Montpelier. You've had a lot of success at Montpelier running with the different late model shows they have there. A little bit different of a track, a little tighter bull ring. Do you prefer that kind of a track, or do you prefer the bigger track like a Mansfield?
I honestly don't really like big tracks that much. I don't know why I run so good at them, because I actually they're not my cup of tea. But I feel like I've always ran good at Mansfield. I've always ran good at I-96. I've always ran good at Findlay, at Millstream. I don't really enjoy the big tracks, but I always run good there. So yeah, I'm more of a bull ring, short track kind of guy. I love Montpelier. It's one of my favorite places.
You ran on the big track at Hartford, though, didn't you?
I did. I raced with some old guy back in the day there that was pretty quick around that place.
Hey, he might not have been old back then.
Wait, how old would Rusty have been then?
12.
Okay. Is that about right?
No, it was a little older than that. Ron's trying to make himself feel younger.
I gotcha.
I think the last race I remember racing with Ron at 96 was probably between 2006 and 2010-ish, somewhere back in there.
Could be.
So I had to have been in my early 20s.
Okay. Now, what about one thing I thought was a little strange was they only had 12 cars for a 5,000 to win show at Montpelier. Were you surprised by that?
Man, I don't want to say I was surprised. I actually kind of anticipated it because of the weather, and I hated to see it too. I talked to the guys that run the Ultimate Deal and Ryan Sutter that owns the track there. After the races, I felt bad. I felt horrible that nobody showed up because man, I love that place. I feel like late models always put on a hell of a show there, and the fans love late models around there. I've always heard good stuff from them, and I knew with the weather that day that they don't have a local car count, which kind of hurts them if there's any weather coming through. I mean, Oakshade's got a local car count, and you know what I mean. So a place like that can kind of get away with cheating the weather because everybody's so local. And a lot of the guys, I feel like there's Southern Indiana guys that come up and run the Montpelier deals. Usually, like I mean, sometimes Chamberlain comes up. The one car there, Gilpin, he normally comes up. Sometimes Jameson, Cody Mahoney. Those guys are a couple hours south, but I just think it was too risky for them to drive that far with the chance of rain all day. So it definitely hurt them.
Well, you're up back up in Jackson now, aren't you? Are y'all moved up there from McClure?
Yep, we're in Jackson. The race car still stays at Tyler's place there at Buckeye Concrete Coatings.
Okay.
So he hauls the race car from his place in Wasion. But yeah, as far as I'm leaving from Jackson, and Carter's car stays here in Jackson too.
Gotcha. So you meet your car at the track then?
I do. Yep.
All right.
Took me a lot of years, but I'm finally a suitcase racer.
Okay. You don't have to worry about loading up and everything. So,
well, who takes Carter's car to the races?
I do. Actually this weekend my dad met us there with it because we were on the road from we were coming across from Mansfield. We never went home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In the past, when we've talked to you, you said, we asked where your plans are to race, and you said basically you don't really decide until like the day of, or ask me in the morning or something like that. Is that still the case for you, or do you actually plan where you're going to go?
I mean, for the most part, this year we're pretty week to week. I mean, I've got a little bit of like this week we planned on obviously this triple header here close to home. I'm not going to miss out on that deal, so that was in the plans. I mean, we've got some races that we definitely plan on going to, but this weekend we'll be at the 3 nights of ALMS Ironman racing here in Michigan at Butler or 96 Butler and Crystal. But other than that, we're just kind of winging it, playing it by ear, and trying to outrun the rain.
So your car has to travel further than you do this weekend.
This weekend, for once, yeah, my car actually has to go farther than me.
Very nice. So you have this weekend planned out. Have you looked ahead to the next weekend?
I have not. Next weekend, I have no idea. Honestly, really, the only thing I really have planned from here on out is we plan on maybe trying to do the last 2 week leg of the Hell Tour.
Okay. So how do you, when you look at the schedules or when you're deciding where you're going on the weekend, I mean, how do you determine where you're going to race? I mean, you've been hitting a lot of area tracks, going here and there, traveling around. I mean, do you look at the money? Do you look at who's going to be there? Do you look at the track? What is it that determines where you're going to end up?
I mean, not so much who's going to be there. I mean, you can't tell nowadays. I mean, you can show up at a local show and have 10 real good cars there. So I don't really look too much at that anymore. I just, it's more lately. It's just, honestly, it's whatever's closest to home. It's paying the most with the fuel prices the way they are. And we heard a couple motors early this season already. And, Carter's he's got one motor left and it's halfway through its lap. It's almost lapped out. So, we're just trying to pick and choose the races that make sense and the stuff that's closest to home that pays the most.
Okay. Wes is asking here if you're planning to go to Mansfield next weekend.
We have talked about it. I don't know. We're definitely kicking it around. I think it's like 57,000 to win or something like that. So as good as we ran, we've definitely been kicking it around. I think it's really going to depend on how that motor that we hurt last weekend, if we can get that thing back or not, and how we're looking to, because we're down to one motor right now. We've hurt 2 this year, so if that other one comes back and it's not going to be too pricey, and we might be able to swing it, we may end up over there. I don't know. It's a big expense to go run those races. I mean, it's puts a lot of laps on the motor. I mean, like for instance, when to go run Montpelier, to go run Mansfield next weekend, I don't anticipate being out to a comfortable lead and being able to run around there half throttle and not push the motor. You know what I mean? You go run a 50 lapper, 60 lapper with the World of Outlaw guys. I mean, your foot on the floorboard and you're putting your equipment through hell every lap of the race and running as hard as you possibly can. So it costs a lot on equipment. It costs a lot in fuel. It costs a lot on the motors and tires. And I mean, it's the way I look at it, to go to a World of Outlaw or Lucas race to run up front. I mean, it's a $3,000 to $5,000 endeavor every time you unload. So we're just kind of playing it by ear. But we're 50-50 on that deal.
Gotcha. And something that Ron and I have talked about is, weekly late model racing and the cost associated with. Does it make sense to run a local track that pays maybe $2,000 to win every weekend? Is weekly late model racing going away? And
is it viable?
Is it viable in this day and age?
I mean, honestly, I talked about this with a few people last week. I really think that the fuel prices are going to help local racing because, and I had this conversation with my car owner, like, we, the last few years, have been traveling around a little more. If we see a 5,000 or 7,000 to win race that's 3 or 4 hours from home, we've been more apt to 5 or 6 hours from home even, we've been more apt to go hit that race. But now we look at it like, man, it's going to cost us $1,500 in diesel fuel to go there and back, where we can stay here close to home and grab some UMP points and just go to Oakshade or Attica with, you know what I mean, and only spend a couple $100 in fuel. So honestly, I feel like you're going to see the regional guys like myself and maybe Ryan Misslers and the Doug Drowns and the Devin Shields. I feel like you're going to see them stick closer to home at the local tracks than to branch out and run some of the, you know what I mean, the regional races that we would have, like last year I would have went to Mudlick, you know what I mean, or Richmond, or now we might just stay home and run for $2,000 close to home.
Rusty, you're like when I was running late models, we can kind of control our own costs because we're not going to a store and buying a race car. We've got a few advantages that way.
Yep.
But can you really justify, by the time you factor in motor wear and tear and tires, can you run a weekly show?
Man, yeah,
at the end of the
yes
day.
And no. The thing is, I really feel like the guys that run the local stuff anyway aren't spending the big bucks on the race cars. I mean, that's why the you and me's are out there helping people to, you know what I mean? My local guys, I got even Colin, my stepson, and Carter Murday, for instance, he can run local, and he's got me kind of there, and I don't want to say in his back pocket, but he's got my help to help keep him on the racetrack and keep him up front without spending a shit ton of money. So as long as the Ron Millers and the Rusty Schlenks don't go away, I feel like the local guys will be okay. It's the guys that are buying brand new Longhorns and brand new Rockets and trying to compete at the local level that are gonna run themselves out, I think.
And bolting new rubber on.
Right. And that's the thing. When we go, I try to be real frugal with the tires. When we go to a local show, we just run used tires. I mean, shoot, we've bought tires off of the bigger name guys and stockpiled them, and you know, I mean, we'll run those things at the local shows, and we won't even run new rubber in an Attica or an Oakshade. We'll run our used stuff. So as long as you're not being an idiot about it, I feel like you can get away with it.
No, you say Ron and you supporting the guys in racing. You know, you got your Domination race cars. How's that chassis business going for you? Is business good?
Good. It's good. I kind of turned down a lot of business here lately. I've been kind of on hold with making this move from Ohio to Michigan, and I wasn't as busy as I needed to be there for a while, but I also didn't have the time to do it because I was trying to get moved into the shop. So now that we're in and established, I feel like we're up and rolling just as good as we ever have been, and I got a couple phone calls this week on people interested in buying new cars, and so I think we're doing good. I think we're right where we need to be. I haven't been without work yet, so that's good. I haven't built as many new cars as I wanted to, but like I said, I've been telling people I was 2-3 months out just because I knew that I had to get moved in before I could stop and make a dollar. So. I think we're good now. I think we'll be up and rolling, and we've got more walk-in business than we ever had. So I think we're better now than we were a year ago for sure.
Now, does your racing support the chassis business, or does the chassis business support your racing, or yes to both?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. One could not exist without the other. I can tell you that right now. I don't think. And Ron, you probably know this as well as anybody. Domination race cars isn't going to go anywhere. Even if I stop building chassis, there's plenty of work to go around. You know what I mean? I can always take on body jobs or frame fix up cars or set up jobs for Rockets or Longhorns, or you know what I mean? I'm always going to have a name in the business as far as doing work like that. So I don't worry about that. The racing, the working on cars will support itself, but in order to sell chassis, I've got to be racing them. So if I want to build new cars and have my chassis out there, I've got to be in cars. I've got to have my kids in cars. We got to be running good. You know what I mean? I've got to be developing them. I could build cars all day long, but if I'm not out there, have somebody out there helping me develop them and get them faster. And that's kind of what happened to CJ Rayburn. He quit racing them and he quit developing, and he built the same car for 20 years and he just fell behind. So
you going out and getting all these wins, that's that's marketing for Domination Race Cars.
Exactly. And it puts some dollars in the pocket so I can keep building onto the shop. And this was a pretty big endeavor we took here. We built a big ass shop here that cost me way too much money. So I need as many race wins here as possible to try to recoup some of that.
Well, you already have wins this year at Blackwater Speedway. Of course, Montpelier, you got a couple wins. I-96, you got a win. Any of those stand out this year as being more memorable than any of the others?
I mean, every win's memorable, man. We love all of them, but honestly, the Blackwater one was probably one of my favorite ones in a while, just because we're so far from home and we've never been there. It was a really good crowd of cars. I mean, there's some really, really tough race cars there that I mean, you don't expect to drive 16 hours across the country to a place you've never been in somebody else's neck of the woods and kick their ass. So it feels pretty good to do that. That was a good one.
Yeah, they probably are like, we don't want this rusty guy back. So do you have any goals you set for yourself at the beginning of the year? I mean, right now you're first in Dirt Car Late Model East Region points for late models, which I thought was kind of weird. How do they determine what region you're in? Is that based on your home or
no? It's what tracks you race at. Each region has their own group of tracks, and we're kind of in the weirdest region because I think our East region, we have Michigan and Ohio, parts of Indiana. I think ours might even go over to Pennsylvania a little bit. I think it goes down into Kentucky. So our region's pretty spread out. It's actually kind of hard to run enough races in our region unless you're running local, some like one racetrack all weekend long or every weekend of the year to really be up in that. I don't think I've won regional points and I don't know how many years because I travel out of my region too much.
So you don't get points for the out of region race. You get points for that whatever region that track's
national
in.
Points, but
you get national points for whatever region you race in. But if I go over and run a race in Illinois, I don't. I only gain regional points for their region, not my region. So I'll get national points for it, but not like when we go to Florida and race, we're getting that's Southern points. It's not counting for the Eastern.
Gotcha. So does that factor into your decision when you're choosing where to race? You know, now that you are first,
a little bit. The regional points doesn't pay really that good for me to really worry about that. I mean, we'll obviously try to get as many UMP races in as we can to try to be up there at the end of the year in national points. That's really what we go for every year is a national deal because I think it's $25,000 to win. So that pays good at the end of the year. I think the region's only like $3,000 though, 2,500 to $3,000. So it's nice to have at the end of the year, but it doesn't. I'm not going to skip a 5,000 to win race out of the region to go try to win. To win 3,000 at the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Scott, John Cole has an interesting question for Rusty. What would you tell an 11-year-old kid that wants to race dirt cars?
Oh man. Depends on the day. Buy a boat.
Yeah, that's a hole in the water that you keep throwing money in.
Yeah, buy a boat. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't trade what I do for the world. I mean, same thing I tell my kids all the time. You got to work hard. I mean, you can. I've made it a long way in my career. I mean, I'm not a Scott Bloomquist or a Billy Moyer or a Jonathan Davenport by any means, but we started from nothing and
still got most of it.
Yeah, started from nothing and still got most of it, and I got a lot of wins to show for it. But it takes a lot of hard work, and if you want to be a race car driver, you better plan on only doing that for the rest of your life. There's not time for anything else, unfortunately. You when you wake up in the morning, you better be thinking about that race car, and when you get home at night, you better be thinking about that race car and working on it. So,
you ever wake up at 2 a.m. and solve a problem that had been driving you nuts?
It's hard to wake up at 2 a.m. when you don't go to bed that early, Ron. But yeah, I do it all the time. I'll sit straight up in bed at 4 or 5 in the morning and be like, "Oh shit, that's what I need to do." And
I used to sleep with a tablet next to me so that I'd write it down and not forget it.
Right.
Is that like a stone tablet with a chisel?
Fight me, Scott.
It's not an iPad, I'm sure, but. You've been racing for quite a while now. You're a wily veteran, I would say. I mean, not as grizzled as Ron over
here we go. It's my birthday, and
happy birthday, Ron.
I was leading to a question here. Do you give any thoughts about retiring from the racing side and just focusing on the business with the chassis, or you see yourself racing into?
I think he answered that before, because the two go hand in hand.
Well, they do go hand in hand, but eventually you kind of turn things over to your kids.
Listen, there's times 5 times a year I probably want to retire, but honestly, if I had unlimited funds and had somebody going to pay the bills for the rest of my life, I'd race until the day I died. I mean, it's the only reason I ever get frustrated and want to hang up the helmet is because I'm broke and I ran out of motors and I'm pissed off that I crashed the race car. So usually after a few days that goes away. But no, I have no ambitions of retiring anytime soon. I mean, the only way I think I would ever retire is if it's like a Bobby Pierce situation where, where Carter's just kicking ass and he's beating me every night and he's making all the money. Maybe I'll start thinking about it when that happens. But as long as I'm still winning races and running up front, and if I'm competitive, it's going to be hard to drag my ass out of a race car.
You don't quit racing when you get old. You get old when you quit racing, Russ.
Exactly.
So we got a few more years. Just a few. John Cole had another question here. I was going to ask you about the whole Kyle Busch thing. He wants to know if you ever raced against him on dirt. He did some few late model races. I don't think he did that many, but
I did. I've raced against Kyle a few times.
Okay. Did you beat him? Did he beat you?
Well, I probably shouldn't even tell the story on the day that he passed away. I feel bad, but the last time we raced with him was I think it was the last wood tick that I won up at Merritt. He was racing me pretty hard. I was trying to lap him and he was racing me pretty hard. So I actually had to give him a quarter panel and slid him off the track, and he drove himself back to the trailer and left.
Oh,
yeah.
He didn't come and talk to you after the race?
He did not come and talk to me afterwards.
Okay.
But I ran with him a couple times.
Crazy. I mean, your opinion, Kyle Busch, shocking news.
Completely insane. I don't even know what. I haven't really heard. Does anybody know what exactly happened? What was the illness that he was? I heard something about his sinus problems or something.
Well, I think he was. You were saying something about that earlier, but he was. The only news was that he was admitted. They announced this morning he was admitted to the hospital for a serious illness. Did not disclose what it was, and then a few hours later, we got the announcement that he had passed. So
there was a brief mention after last week's Cup race that he had been treated by the paramedics, but it was a stunner.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, it's you don't expect to see that, especially. I mean, that's like losing Dale Earnhardt. You know what I mean? He's been a staple of the sport for a long time, and feel terrible for the wife and kids. Man, his kid's gonna have a hell of a future, and it's gonna suck doing it without his dad.
Yeah. Some happier news. Weird transition from all that, but you were mentioning about having unlimited funds. Who are some of the sponsors that do support you?
I mean, number one, we got Tyler with Buckeye Concrete Coatings and his guys there. They he puts a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and money into that operation. He's without him, I wouldn't be doing it for sure. They heck, after we broke the motor, we hurt that motor at Mansfield last weekend, Friday night, and we had another motor with us, and we just. I told him, I'm like, man, why we don't really need to chance it. We got 30 grand we're racing for next week, 3 big races. I'm like, why don't we just call it a weekend and you guys just take the car home. I'll take the kids racing at Montpelier, and we'll try her again next weekend. But they busted ass and went home. I woke up in the parking lot of Walmart where we went to sleep, and he was gone. So I called him to see what was going on. He said they went home and changed the motor, and he pulled into the racetrack at 6:00 with we missed hot laps, but we made her for qualifying. So without them, I wouldn't be able to do it. And then we got, Integra has been huge for us. shock program they got us on has been awesome. Without them, we would we'd still be behind. So huge thanks to Integra, All Star, Dominator Race Products, my pole barn guys, man, Tri-State Pole Barn. They built us an awesome shop here. Man, I don't even know where I got 400 people that help me without walking around the.
There's one I wanted to ask you about that I saw you advertising on Facebook about Deathridge Opticians.
Yes.
Because I need to get. I got these. Whatever what is it called? They're not bifocals, but they're hard to see at night. So I want to get some that are normal. Is that a place where I can get that?
I don't know all the answers to that. All I know is these glasses that I bought are the best damn things I've ever put on my head, man. They're I ran into him I ran into Greg.
You should watch where you're going, so you don't run into me.
Yeah. Actually, he ran into me, I guess. He came over and talked to me at when we were out in Oklahoma at Arrowhead, and I'll be honest, at first I'm like, yeah, it's just glasses. I've had every freaking glass, I've had anti-fog and anti-glare and anti-this and anti-that, and they've all been the same. After 3 weeks, they're scratched up and I can't see through them anyway. So, I'm not going to lie. I was pretty skeptical. He's like, let me build you a pair of glasses. If you like them, pay for them. If you don't like them, send them back to me. No questions asked. So, he wanted to prove to me that how good they were, and I'll tell you what, I'll be buying these damn glasses for the rest of my life. So I'm getting Carter some too. But yeah, there's no glare. I've got terrible vision anyway. I can't see crap out of my right eye. So after that,
I've heard some racers say that.
Yeah, don't pass me over there. But yeah, man, these things, they were a game changer. I can see stuff on the racetrack that I haven't been able to see in a long time just because the clarity and the lack of the glare you're wearing glasses, man, sometimes the lights hit you just right and you can't see shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely shout out to these guys. Not really, I shouldn't say they're really a sponsor, but they're not giving me any cash, but man, they sure up my program racing for sure. So yeah, definitely shout out to those guys.
Well, you just earned at least a couple more pairs, so there you go.
And VP, can't forget VP. Man, I know I'm forgetting some people here, but I'm sitting in my kitchen counter and I can't see the race car, and I got a terrible memory. I've hit my head too many times.
What is this about, a truck stop shower? That's why you won that race? What's that about?
Don't go there, Scott.
Apparently, people seen my Facebook for the old Balls Washer 3000 last week.
Okay.
Truck stop shower. That's all you need to know.
All right, I got it. Any other sponsors?
If you pay attention on my Facebook, Scott, you'd know what happened there.
I see some of them. That does actually sound familiar. I have to take a look at that again. Get the full story on that one. But you said you can't see your race car, so that's all you remember. But so this weekend it's I-96, Butler, and was it Merritt? Crystal. It was one of the Michigan ones. All right. Chances of you sweeping the weekend pretty good because you've been on the show. So usually our guests go on and
at least Friday night we're good to go because I've been on the show. So I think we got that one locked down. But the rest of the weekend's gonna be pretty tough, man. There's some tough competitors. I think Ashton Winger's coming up. Talk to Turbo. Turbo's coming up. I know all the Michigan guys are going to be there. I don't know what other travelers will come in, but I know Winger and Turbo, they're going to be tough to beat.
Who was it that you kind of had an altercation with at I-96 a few years ago? Was that Rich Bell?
Why do we have to talk about that every time I'm on this show, Scott?
Because I love the video of you running across the infield to talk to him. That was my favorite part.
Yes, it was Scott Bell. That was a long time ago. You need to let that go. You're starting to act like my wife. You're bringing up the past.
All right. Well, fair enough. Rusty, we appreciate the time. Good luck this weekend and on the rest of the season.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. It's been a while. I thought maybe I was slacking. I didn't have any credentials anymore. I ain't been on here in a while.
Well, you hadn't done anything spectacular.
I just got to do cool shit more often, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you want to get on the show. Do cool shit. There you go. That's exactly it. So do some cool shit this weekend, and we'll get you back on.
Sounds good.
All right. And speaking of Domination Race Cars, best way for people to get a hold of you about any of that, or just car parts, or
look us up on Facebook. Phone numbers, everything's on there. Domination Race Cars on Facebook, or just hit me up on my normal page. I think most people contact me on my normal page. So that's if not 567-202-7771. That's the phone number.
Call Ron Miller Race Cars. We've got his phone number.
Okay. All right, Rusty, we'll let you go now. You have a good weekend, sir.
Thanks, guys. You too.
Yeah.
Thanks,
right.
Rusty.
We'll see you.
Bye.
There you go. Rusty Schlenk, winner at Montpelier this past weekend in the Ultimate Heart of America late models, and runner-up there at Mansfield on Friday night.
Almost winner.
Almost
Mansfield,
winner.
yeah.
Until he stepped on something there. Whether it's a late model, modified, or street stock, every body part counts. That's why you should choose Dominator Race Products, the go-to source for hood scoops, ultimate body panels, wheel covers, nose and tail components, body fasteners, and more, all engineered tough for the track. Order online anytime at DominatorRaceProducts.com or call 419-923-6970. You can also visit your local reputable race shop like Ron Miller Race Cars.
Yeah.
Or Rusty Schlenk's shop up
Right.
there. I'm sure he sells Dominator there. He's got him as a sponsor.
Yes, he does.
For quality parts that keep you dominating the field, trust Dominator Race Products. And that's it for that. We do have some racing news to get to. Before we get to that, reminder real quick, hashtag Speedy, put that in the comments of the Facebook Live or the YouTube Live. That will get you in the drawing for our Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, courtesy of Speedy Graphics. You can also order those from Speedy Graphics anytime. I think current price is $5. They may come down, because Scott's still doing some pricing out of things. But if you want one of those, get a hold of myself or Scott Warner, or you can call Speedy Graphics at 419-407-6713.
Scott, does Speedy Graphics do anything more than just stickers?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
They're not, it's like not fully open yet.
Okay.
I think we're almost getting too much business for where we're at. But, yeah, vinyl banners, wraps, numbers, whatever.
Graphic designs, if somebody needs that?
Yep. I know the guy that does that.
Okay.
He's a busy guy, but he can do that stuff. So
Very good.
Also coming up, we'll do how many, give away some corner slice pizza, a large 2-topping pizza, and a Speedy Sponsors sticker. That's coming up here shortly. But first, we do have a little bit of news here. Actually, quite a bit of stuff this past week to talk about. So let's get through that.
Latest racing news.
So Indy's coming up this weekend. It's already Memorial Day weekend.
It's hard to believe.
Well, it's early this year, too.
Yeah.
So just the way that Monday falls, because next Monday is going to be June 1st. So
Right.
this is the last Monday. Persistent rain forced the postponement of day one of qualifications for the 110th Indianapolis 500 on Saturday. On Sunday, Alex Palou won the pole with an average speed, and this still blows my mind, an average speed of 232.248 miles. I think I was watching a little bit.
Yeah.
They're over 240 miles an hour on the straightaways.
It's hard to comprehend.
Well, I mean, that part's not bad, but I'd be worried about the sudden stop going that speed.
Yeah, if you're worried about that, you don't belong to be there.
Yeah, you're right. Alex Palou claimed his first Indy 500 pole, and it's his third pole of this season in NTT IndyCar competition. Alexander Rossi was taken to the hospital after a hard crash in Monday's practice for the Indy 500. He was transported to a local hospital for further evaluation, according to IndyCar medical director Dr. Julia Vaser. And I did see something either earlier today or yesterday that said that he had like a air cast, I think, on his ankle or foot, but he does plan to be ready to go for the 500.
Of
It was
course.
just to keep the swelling down was what that was
Right.
for. So I'm not sure exactly what the injury was there, but he will be, he plans to compete in Saturday's 500. This was what I was talking to you about before the show here. We got some radio to play for
Really?
you. Yeah, some audio. At this point, if there are any young ears that do not like the F word or anything, this is uncensored radio, so There will be a few words that may require earmuffs for some of our younger listeners, so this is your warning for that. You have about a minute. Natalie Deckard suffered a breakdown shortly after the start of the NASCAR Craftsman truck race at Dover on Friday. She was penalized on the start for pulling out a line before crossing the start-finish line.
Right.
So I guess you have to stay in line behind the truck in front of you till you cross that line before you can break out a line there.
Most even local tracks follow that same rule.
Then when she served her drive-through penalty, she was charged with speeding on pit road and got another penalty. And then, Then this happened. So here you go.
Keep it on the bottom. We got to make a pass-through penalty right here.
You guys, I'm trying my best to hold my shit together, but I don't want to keep doing this.
You're okay. We'll just do this pass-through and get after it.
We're going to have like 15 laps to go to this stage end. If you do not want to do it when you get back out here, you can bring it in, okay?
There's just so many shitty things that I could say right now, and I'm just trying to keep it together about the fucking director of the series.
Try to keep your composure and try to just breathe, and if you're not comfortable with this, come in. Let's remember what's on our truck and just bring it to the garage, right?
I feel like a fucking failure if I do that.
You're not. Let's do that. Drive it down to the garage.
There's so many things I want to say, and I'm probably going to get fucking suspended. You have no idea.
Hey, just pay attention to the spotter. He'll get you into the garage. It'll be okay.
I'm sorry, Josh. I'm not going to come back to the truck series. Derek can take it from here on out. I'm staying in the O'Reilly series. This series fucking sucks.
I hear you. I'll have a fresh bottle of water for you when you get out of the truck. Derek, we got to put something together for you for Nashville.
The amount of hate I'm going to get online for this is just going to be insane. I'm not ready.
Okay.
So apparently it's got people divided. There's people that support her, and then Kevin Harvick and others are, we don't need this in our sport kind of reactions. So, yeah.
Scott, if you
that was a meltdown.
If you have a meltdown in a race car,
I don't know if there was
a threat.
I don't know if there's something else that was going on other than, I mean, they were all self-induced penalties. So anyways.
Yeah, well,
she
did wrong time of the month for her. Maybe.
Whoa, I don't know if that's politically correct, but okay.
I don't care. Neither was she.
Please direct your hate mail to Ron Miller at. Anyways, she did offer a statement after she put this out on social media
settled down
Friday
a
night.
little?
Kind of. It didn't really say much, but it said, quote, I got and there's lots of grammatical, not a lot, at least 2 or 3 grammatical errors in this post. The wrong to was used, which was also kind of disconcerting. But anyways, it said, quote, I got a penalty at the drop of the green flag. I pulled out of line before the finish line. When serving that penalty, I got another one for speeding on pit road. I'm not going to lie. I am really disappointed in myself because after all those penalties, mentally I never recovered. I know there is going to be a lot of hate around my last 2 weekends, spelled T-O, racing, and nothing you can say is worse than how hard I am on myself right now. But I'm going to push myself to get through this and control what I can control moving forward and show up to my next race with a smile on my face and fire in me to keep doing what I love, unquote.
So will we see Natalie Decker in the truck series again?
I don't think so. And I haven't heard of any penalties, due to those comments that were made in that. But
I guess it's on the radio.
And if you do want to have some fun, you can find that post. It's on her Natalie Decker Facebook page. Look through some of the comments in response to that, and I'll just leave it at that. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series announced the official dates and purses for the 2027 Speed Week schedule. Already looking forward to next year. It features 15 nights at 3 different tracks in Florida and Georgia. 2027 Speed Weeks will begin at Alltech Raceway in Lake City, Florida from February 24th through the 27th. This seems kind of late, too. Then continue to Ocala Speedway in Ocala, Florida from March 1st through the 6th. The tour will conclude at Golden Isles Speedway in Brunswick, Georgia, March 9th through the 13th. 2014 Cup Series champion Kevin Harvick, who raced who's 60 races at the Sports Top. Well, I think that was supposed to be wins. He was selected in the Hall of Fame. Is basically the story. Okay. Kevin Harvick selected to the NASCAR Hall of Fame on Tuesday, along with former teammate Jeff Burton and also Larry Phillips. The induction ceremony is set for January 22nd. Bringing the total number of Hall of Fame inductees to 73. Harvick received 46 of the 50 votes cast by the panel, which included representatives from NASCAR, the Hall of Fame, track owners from major facilities and historic short tracks, media members, manufacturer representatives, competitors, recognized industry leaders, reigning NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Larson. I don't know why they singled him out. And nationwide fan vote. Burton received the second most at 32% to edge out Neil Bonnet, Randy Dorton, and the late Greg Biffle for the second and final spot on the modern ballot. Phillips received 38% of the pioneer ballot votes. And, so that's that. And then last thing I had here was stuff we've already talked about Kyle Busch.
That
crazy stuff.
Just shocking.
Yeah, stunning, I think, was some of the words used.
Exactly.
Like, unexpected. And it happens like it was just all today.
And you just never know.
No, is this 1 minute he's there, next minute he's not. So, yeah, Kyle Busch, 41 years old, passed away today due to a severe illness.
And I'm sure more will come out.
I'm sure, yeah. And that is your racing news for tonight. This week in motorsports history from the Hammer Down File Vault. This date in 1967. Actually, both these are from 1967. During bump day qualifying for the 1967 Indianapolis 500, Graham Hill and Jackie Stewart successfully qualified for the race. This was during an era when Indy and Formula One talent frequently crossed over between the two series. Mm-hmm. Was that a frequent thing? I don't remember back then because I wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
There was that. And then on May 26, 1967, Lorenzo Bandini died from injuries sustained at the Monaco Grand Prix. This incident became part of the broader push toward modern motorsports safety reforms. Do you remember that? I suppose it was a big news story back then.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but okay.
You don't remember 1967? It was only a few years ago.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The 2026 race season is underway at Oakshade Raceway. This weekend features the first Sportsman Mod 1200 to Win show with the Sportsman class running with UMP Modifieds in one combined class there. Also, the Superstocks, Dominator Superstocks that is, and Compacts will be in action. That's this Saturday, May 23rd. Other highlights of the schedule this year, the Barney Oldfield race featuring the American Late Model Ironman Series. That's coming up June 20th. And the always popular 10,000 to Win birthday race, Summer Nationals event on July 11th. You can check out the full schedule and stay up to date on race dates, news, results, and announcements by visiting oakshaderaceway.com. And you can follow Oakshade Raceway on social media. Oakshade Raceway, we're the fastest meet to race. And are you in need of car parts, repairs, or a full-on build, whether it's a race car, a classic cruiser, or just a broken bolt that won't budge, or a missing starter button cover? Ron Miller in Lambertville, Michigan. Yeah. Ron Miller Race Car in Lambertville, Michigan. He's got the stuff, the tools, the talent, the experience to get you back on track. Over 200 years of experience.
Oh, here we go.
Give or take just a few. 201 years now since it's your birthday?
Yeah.
Ron's crew can handle it all. Bodywork, transmission, chassis repair, custom build, safety gear, performance parts. Give Ron a call, 734-856-7223. And wait, what did I do? I forgot the 734, didn't I?
734-856-7223.
And see why racers and car lovers like trust Ron Miller Race Cars, driven by experience, built for performance.
Yeah, that's 856 race in case you forgot.
Yeah. We do have our how many coming up. Give away some pizza. First, real quick, we do have one text to the Hammer Down hotline this week. And
this one must be directed at you,
Yeah,
Scott.
I think it was. And this one is not racing related. Walleye suck. Let's go Comets. For those of you not familiar, that is a hockey thing. Toledo Walleye losing to the Fort Wayne Comets last night.
I'm guessing that this is
2 nights ago.
Yeah,
Tuesday night.
I'm guessing that this was sent by someone that lives
From
in
Indiana. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I do appreciate, though, that he got walleye correct and did not put walleyes suck. It'd be like saying, instead of saying deer, it'd be like saying deers. So thank you for that. And you may not realize this, but I used to be a Comets fan. I used to live out in Bryan. We used to go to Fort Wayne Comets games all the time back in the 80s. So
Then you changed your loyalty?
Well, then I moved away. That was in the 80s. I moved away up to Detroit area after that. Then I went to Lansing. Then I've been in Toledo since the 90s. So kind of started liking the Storm and the Walleye. And if I had to choose a second favorite, it would be I don't do baseball. I mean,
Really?
sure, the Mud Hens are great, whatever.
Oh,
I don't do baseball.
Scott.
I'm a hockey racing, and football. Although I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so I'm a sad football fan. You can relate. You're a Lions fan, so
Yeah.
anyway. Let's give some stuff away.
I'm a Detroit Tigers fan, too, and that's been tough lately.
I thought they were doing good.
Oh.
I don't, like I said.
No,
I
I think they've lost 10 out of the last 11.
There's the number if you want to call or text anytime, 419-318-3081. That's the Hammer Down hotline. We'll play or read your text back. And yeah, I am representing the Walleye for tonight. So let's do how many? Give away some pizza. Sound good?
Yeah.
How many?
So last week's question was, how many laps will the 20th place finisher of the Owens Corning 200 at Toledo Speedway finish? 2 questions. Do you know the answer, and do you know who it was?
I don't.
It's because I did not give you my prep. The answer of who was Takuma Koga.
Okay.
That's the driver.
Not a household name there.
Not yet. I'm sure maybe someday. He finished 166 of the 200 scheduled laps and finished in 20th. You had said 142. I was less optimistic and went the wrong way with 131. So congratulations. You're back on top of the how many game.
Again.
Nancy Schoenhauer is our listener winner from last week. She guessed 170.
Ooh.
So she did pretty good there. She gets herself a free large 2-item pizza from Corner Slice Pizza, formerly known as Big D's, formerly known as J&G's, right there, 808 North Main Street in Clyde, 419-547-1444. And she's also going to get herself a Speedy Sponsor sticker, courtesy of SpeedySponsors.com. Check out SpeedySponsors.com for sponsor information on your favorite driver, information about the sponsors. It's kind of like Angie's List. If you want to support businesses that support racing, good place to go. So there you go. It even has a search feature and like a radius of how close they are to you. Proximity. That would be the word I'm looking for.
Pretty convenient, Scott. How did that happen?
I don't know. Some guy built that. So this week's how many? A chance to win you have 30 days to get that, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Same with the sticker. You can pick up the sticker from Ron Miller Race Cars.
Again.
There you go. How many this week is... And this one could be dependent on our weekend weather pit stop, too. This will be the first that's actually going to happen, hopefully. Fingers crossed. How many Sportsman mods will be at Oakshade on Saturday? That's that combined class of Sportsman and Modified. So the total number entered into that class on Saturday. So that could be it could be a tough one. It could be dependent on the forecast.
And since I won,
you get to go first. So if you want a chance to win that large 2-item pizza from Corner Slice Pizza and Speedy Sponsor sticker, go ahead and put your guess in the comments of the Facebook Live, YouTube Live, or if you're listening to us on the podcast, you can put it in the comments of Spotify, on Spotify there. We'll check those as well. So, and you have until, we'll give you this, you may want to wait. I'm just saying, you don't have to guess now. You can wait until 4 o'clock. You got to remember to put your guess in. A lot of people will forget by then, but you have until 4 o'clock on Saturday. So this probably applies more to our Spotify listeners than anything else, but put your guess in the comments. As long as it's before 4 o'clock, you have a chance. There's
on Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah. You have 4 o'clock Eastern.
Scott, my gut tells me to go with 0, but I'm going with 28 because I'm going to be mildly optimistic.
You kind of put me in a tough spot then.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go, yeah. That's a good guess. That is a good guess. Because if
it's the exact number.
If
That's
the
why
R word doesn't happen, then I think that my guess of 27 is going to be a problem. So I'm almost having to. It's like I'm rooting for the R word if I guess 27, but we'll go with that. I'm going with 27.
Okay.
It's one above Ohio Sports Blitz. John Cole's got it, so I'm going with John Cole's number. So there you go. Put your comment in. You can't change it once you put it in, by the way. So once you put your comment in, you're locked. If I see edited in any of those comments, you get the black flag, which is sitting over there by the window.
And we know how to use it.
We do, yes. Yes, we do. Let's check out our schedule for this weekend, our race menu for this weekend, that is.
This weekend's racing menu.
So this is a extended weekend, I guess, and we got some stuff going into next week, as a matter of fact. Right. But things start out with 3 items on the menu for Friday night. Toledo Speedway, Central Avenue Truck Park School Bus Figure 8 Night, featuring school bus figure 8s, boat figure 8s, late model sportsmen, and factory stocks. Gates open at 5, racing at 7. General admission $21 there at Toledo Speedway Friday night. Also Friday night, Lima Land Motorsports Park Memorial Cup Night, featuring the Great Lakes Super Sprints, UMP Modifieds, and Thunder Stocks. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:30. General admission $18 there. Attica Raceway Park, they've had some bad luck with what they got 2 shows? No, they got the John Boers race in last Thursday. So 3 shows, but they started back in March. And I don't know if things are looking good for Friday night.
End of May.
But scheduled to go, Edward Jones of Clyde, Mike Neal Financial Advisor, America Power Sports of Findlay, and Sandusky Rath Builders Norwalk Concrete Night. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sponsors for one night at Attica.
Yeah, they've been doing really well at selling sponsorship packages.
410 Sprints, UMP Late Models, 305 Sprints, gates open at 5, racing at 7, general admission $22 there at Attica. Saturday night, Flat Rock Speedway back to their regular schedule on a Saturday
the Joy
night.
Fair Memorial.
Drivetrain Specialist Joy Fair 100, featuring Outlaw Super Late Models, vintage modifieds, and figure 8s will also be in action. Gates open at 5, racing at 7, so they're back to their summer hours now too. General admission is going to be $26 there at Flat Rock. Fremont Speedway, it's the Pub 400 OV SCA Sprint Salute the Military Night with the OV SCA Sprints, 305 Sprints, and dirt trucks. Gates open at 4, racing at 7, general admission $20 there. There was a thing, we shared it on our Facebook page, the Hammer Down Racing Report Facebook page, where Channel 13 did a nice little segment on the Fremont Hall of Fame.
Right.
Which was pretty cool. So, Wayne County.
We'll have to invite them when we do our
Channel
live
13?
broadcast there.
Channel 13?
Yeah.
They don't have the rights to this show. I don't think they can afford it.
We'll cut them a deal.
Okay. Wayne County Speedway. I don't know if Ryan Weekman would like that. He used to be our official meteorologist, and he's at WTOL.
And WUPW.
Yeah, they share the same news department. But anyway, Wayne County Speedway on Saturday. It's the Memorial Day doubleheader. They've had some issues trying to get races in due to the weather this year, too. Hopefully, Saturday night is favorable for them. 410 Sprints, UMP Late Models, UMP Modified Superstocks, Sport Compacts. Gates open at 3, racing at 7. General admission $20 there at Wayne County. Oakshade Raceways, we mentioned for tonight's How Many Questions, Sportsman Mod, $1,200 to win. Dominator Superstocks Compacts also in action. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:15. General admission $15. And Butler Speedway, It's the Valvoline Ironman 10,000 to win deal. So that's a pretty big.
It is
nice chunk of change there. I know Rusty was talking about $30,000 this weekend,
right?
If he could.
Something about heat races too, throwing in a little bit of money.
Really, I didn't hear that.
I heard that if you did a clean sweep, it'd be like $33,000.
Well, in any case, that all starts tomorrow night at Butler Speedway, the Valvoline American Late Model Ironman Series, UMP Modified Street Stocks and 4-cylinders. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:30, general admission $30. That's it for Saturday. Sunday, Wayne County Speedway back in action. So a 2-day program at Wayne County. The Rick Susang Memorial, featuring the Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprints, UMP Modified Super Stocks and Sport Compacts. Gates open at 3, racing at 7, general admission $25 there. Sunday at Wayne County Speedway. And then Thursday, Wayne County Speedway again, because they got a lot going on. Lone Wolf 40, featuring the World of Outlaw Late Models and UMP Modifieds. Gates open at 3, racing at 7. General admission is going to be $40. That's next Thursday night at Wayne County Speedway. So 1, 2, 3 nights of racing for Wayne County. They can make up for some of the rainouts, assuming that our weekend weather pit stop is cooperating with them. And what do we got going on for this weekend, Mr. Meteorologist Ron Miller?
Thursday's Wayne County race looks good.
For next week?
Yeah.
Scott, you're right. I did see 80s. Like once Wednesday hits, it's like 80 sunny, 80 sunny, 80 sunny.
Yeah, it's the end of next week is going to be really nice. We're talking about Attica. It just doesn't look great for Friday racing. It's going to start raining mid-afternoon, and we're talking 1.25 to 1.5 inches of rain in most areas in the upper Midwest. So
that's going to affect Toledo, Lima Land, and Attica then
for Friday, and it's going to continue on into Saturday because it's going to be a long, drawn-out affair with the rain. I'm thinking that most places are going to see rain up until 2 o'clock or so. The farther west you are, the earlier it's going to quit. But
so of the tracks we talked about on Saturday, Butler's probably the furthest west.
Yeah, Butler.
But that could be a lot of rain. We'll have to see.
And Butler's a big bowl, so if they can dry the infield, they'll be okay. But it's still going to be a fair amount of water.
So Flat Rock might be a good choice for Saturday night.
Yeah,
track there.
Maybe
if it stops at 2 o'clock, that gives them plenty of time to dry that. So we'll see if Ryan Miller's weekend weather pit stop is correct. Right, you got to drive away now. While he's doing that, other weekend or other action going on this weekend. Man, I thought we were done with Australia. Apparently not.
Oh, no, Bunbury.
High-Tech Oils Toowoomba.
Oh, yeah.
Super Sedan QLD. Is that Queensland?
Queensland, yes.
Special featuring Lightning Sprints, production sedans, and Formula 500s. That's going to be Saturday. Napa Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions will be at Mercer Raceway in Pennsylvania on Saturday, the 23rd, before they head to Wayne County on Sunday. American Late Model Ironman Series, as we mentioned, Crystal Motor Speedway on Sunday for them. What else we got? Great Lakes Super Sprints. They'll be at Crystal Motor Speedway on Saturday. So Crystal's got a couple shows this weekend. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the 34th annual Show Me 100 weekend at Lucas Oil Speedway. That is scheduled for tonight through Saturday. Interstate Battery High Limit Series, the Bob Weichert Memorial at Port Royal Speedway. That was scheduled to run Friday through Sunday. That has been postponed due to the forecast of rain until July 25th and 26th. World of Outlaws NASA Energy Drink Sprint Car Series, the Hy-Vee Perks 40 Jacksonville in Illinois. That's tonight. Stars and Stripes Salute in Knoxville Raceway in Iowa on Saturday, and then Houston Speedway on Sunday, the 24th, for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars there. The World of Outlaw Late Model Series. Wednesday's rescheduled Connor Bobick Memorial at Marion Center Raceway in Pennsylvania. That'll be Wednesday, I guess. Yeah.
It should quit raining by then.
Wednesday's going to be good?
Yeah.
Okay. NASCAR action this weekend. The Craftsman Truck Series will be at North Carolina. Well, at Charlotte. Actually, everybody's at Charlotte for NASCAR. North Carolina Education Lottery 200 for the Truck Series. That'll be Friday, tomorrow night at 7:30 on FS1. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series Charbroil 300 at Charlotte. That's going to be Saturday at 5 p.m. on the CW. Then Sunday, big day of racing. Catherine Legg doing the trying to become the first woman to do the double, running the IndyCar 500, the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500. That's going to... The race doesn't start at 10, but the broadcast, I believe, starts at 10 a.m. on Fox. I think the race starts about noon or something. Right. And then the NASCAR Cup Series, Coca-Cola 600, the longest race of the year. Sunday night starting at 6 p.m. Actually, coverage starts at 6 p.m. there. I think the race starts at like 6:15-ish, 6:30. And that is going to be on Amazon Prime, the first of the Amazon Prime series of Cup.
A lot
coverage.
Of people whining about that, Scott.
Yes, a lot of old people. Not you. I'm not saying you. I was not pointing fingers. I guess I am. All four of them are pointing at you right now.
Pushing your luck, buddy.
But yeah, no, I mean, traditional guys, they just like to flip on the TV, flip through the channels, find the race, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that with Amazon Prime. You got to start using digital things and apps. I don't know how that. I mean, I understand there's money in that coming from Amazon to NASCAR,
right?
Which gets distributed to the teams now, but NASCAR gets a big chunk of that. But at the same time, it doesn't do a lot for them, getting them more publicity when they're on like one of the main broadcast channels like Fox or ABC or CBS, NBC, whatever.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of people that are not happy with NASCAR because of all the various venues you have to.
Well, and the thing that sucks about Amazon, well, and you can argue though that it's like cable, but is you pay for Amazon, but then you have to watch the commercials as well. So Amazon's got two revenue streams, but it's kind of the same if it's on a cable channel as well. You got to pay for cable, and those cable networks get money from the cable subscribers plus the advertising they sell on that race. So I guess the model is not new. It's just a different channel that it's...
Well, and there's, what, five different venues this year to watch NASCAR?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
And TNT has it. I think TNT has the same broadcast team as Amazon, though. I don't know. I stopped following it. It just gets too confusing anymore. CW, I mean, the O'Reilly series have the best deal. They're on the CW. CW is broadcast over the air in most major
most networks
or most markets.
Right.
And it's on the same channel every week, so it makes it easy to find. So people are like, oh, O'Reilly series. Well, I can't watch the Cup race. I guess I'll watch this. So, anywho, that's it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report, I think. Well, no, we got to do Speedy, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag Speedy. If you haven't done so already,
you've got about 30 seconds.
Got a few seconds here, and we'll do the drawing for our Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker, courtesy of Speedy Graphics. Slap one of those on your car. Tag us in a picture, send us a picture, and you'll be part of the Hammer Down Army. Just like that, we'll report on your finishes each and every week as long as you submit them on hammerdownracingreport.com, so I don't have to go and search for everybody's. You got to do a little bit of work, a little bit of legwork to get your finish broadcasts on the show. But anyway, hashtag Speedy if you haven't done that already in the comments of the YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Your time's just about up because we're going to do that drawing right about now. Let's fade out this music and bring in our giveaway. I think you have a 1 in 13 chance last time. Oh, it's 1 in 14. We got somebody squeaked in there. Leah Shanhauer. All right, here we go for a Hammer Down Racing Report window sticker. And you don't have to be a racer to get one of these. You can slap it on your personal car. My crew chief has one on her car, so works out nicely. We appreciate the free advertising. Joshua Shanhauer, he never wins. Never, ever. Congratulations, Joshua Shanhauer. you have yourself probably another Hammer Down Racing Report sticker, courtesy of Speedy Graphics. You have 30 days to pick that up from Ron Miller Race Cars, and I think the Schoenauers have two things to pick up from
I was going to say, the Schoenauer name seems to be popping up a lot tonight.
Yeah. There's a lot of Schoenauers, too, so and not that that's a bad thing. So there you go. Congratulations.
The new stickers are pretty cool, Scott. I like them.
They're pretty cool. I like them, too. You want one for your car? You need one for your truck?
I don't think I've got any of the new ones.
I'll hook you up after we get off.
I've got one of the old ones.
Well, you can use a classic, or you can.
Who you calling a classic, Scott?
Happy birthday, Ron! Once again,
Thanks,
thank you for
buddy.
spending part of your birthday with us. Do you have a big dinner coming up or anything special?
Tomorrow night, El Vaccaro.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure if I was keeping you from that tonight.
As a matter of fact, El Vaccaro on Secor Road, 7:30 tomorrow night. Come on in and join the party.
Be there for Ron Miller's birthday bash. Will there be adult beverages being served?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Thanks to producer Dave Kemmer, contributors John Young, Matt Swanner, Dean Henry, Bob Stazak. Like us on Facebook, follow us on X at Hammer Report, follow us on YouTube. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. You can also check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. Official gear for sale there under the About. If you go to store, you can get a Hammer Down Racing Report hoodie or t-shirt of your choice. It'll be sent to you directly.
Can you
from
order
our
a
Zazzle
Hammer
store.
Down sticker then?
You can't from that.
Oh no,
because that's from a different source.
We better talk to our.
Eventually, I think once Speedy Graphics builds out a website, we may have a pay portal or something on there.
Okay,
but that business is too new. It's only been in existence for like 3 weeks, so that hasn't been completed yet. Make sure to rate and review us, share us with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Magic Moment Entertainment, Dittman Motorsports, Dominator Race Products, and thanks to our guest this week, Rusty Schlenk. Once again, he'll be at I-96 tomorrow, Butler on Saturday and up at the Crystal on Sunday. So if you want to catch some racing, you'll have to head up to Michigan to catch him race.
All pretty good racetracks. So if the weatherman cooperates, should be some fun racing.
Next week, we're going to speak with Caden Black. It's been a while since we talked to him.
Yeah.
Young racer there. So that'll be next Thursday night on this show. Also a reminder, the Hammer Down Showdown coming up on the 26th of September at Oakshade Raceway with the Fremont Dirt Trucks, Oakshade Super Stocks. If you want to be a sponsor of that, get a hold of us. You can leave us a message on the Hammer Down hotline if you want, 419-318-3081. $50 minimum sponsorship gets you in. Like Ron said, a couple $100.
That's it.
Even better. All that money going right into the purse for that race.
I urge you to top Ron Miller Race Cars.
So it's a bidding war. I like it. I like bidding wars. So that's it for this edition of the Hammer Down Racing Report. We will see you next Thursday at 7 o'clock. That's wrap show number 428 of the Hammer Down Racing Report.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.